Am I the asshole for turning down a housing opportunity because they wouldn't let me have my dog there? I can see my fiancé's side here, but I don't actually think I'm wrong either way. So basically, my fiancé and I became homeless 3 months ago, went to court and were kicked out due to falling behind on rent. Totally justified, but still sucked. We had fallen behind on rent because my fiancée became pregnant and was put on partial bed rest due to placenta issues, so she could no longer work. She worked at a warehouse. She had been searching for at-home positions for 2 months leading up to the eviction but got essentially nowhere. I don't bring in enough to cover rent, and due to the fact that we have 2 sons already, my step-kids, I was really falling behind on payments. Currently my fiancé and I are staying in a camper on her mother's property, and the kids usually stay inside with grandma because they want to. My fiancé ended up having someone foster her cats, whereas I brought my dog with me. I will admit that she's not a fan of my dog due to some behaviors that she doesn't like. Such as my dog does whine when she wants attention, which is a lot. It's due to her breed, honestly. Every dog I know of the same breed does the same thing. Or my dog will dart in front of you and throw herself on her back wanting belly rubs, and 9/10 she trips you. Or she will weasel her way between us, digging you in the process because she wants to be touched 24/7, so there's not exactly any alone time or even a moment when you aren't being touched or whined at. So being in a camper with limited space, my fiancé has been getting extremely pissed and very touched out when it comes to the dog in general. Before we were in a big house, so it was manageable, but obviously not now. We have been searching for places to go because obviously this camper living life isn't permanent by any means, but our state only has a 0.9 vacancy rate right now due to asylum seekers and refugees, so it's been tough. We finally did get a call back on a place a few days ago that was within budget and surprisingly big enough. She told me to jump on it and I had planned to, until they told me I couldn't bring my dog, no pets. So, I turned it down. My fiancé went ape shit. She said that I needed to make sacrifices because she is now 7.5 months pregnant and that she would have to get rid of her cats too, and she didn't want to do that, but the kids are the priority, not the animals. She said the state could come take her kids if she gives birth and tries raising a baby in a tiny camper. I told her I wasn't willing to get rid of my dog for a house for anyone, and now she won't speak to me. She told me to go to my mother's and she and her kids would figure it out. Am I the asshole? ETA. This wasn't just about my dog. This is also about my fiancé's cats. She's had these cats for years now, the oldest for 6 years and the 2 younger ones for 3. Rehoming her cats would be extremely hard on her mentally, as her cats mean everything to her. I understand she would 100% choose the house over the cats, but I don't want her to have to make that decision either. ETA. My fiancé was told by her employer she could work from home as a customer service representative when she got pregnant, only to later tell her they terminated the position from the company permanently due to budget cuts. She did have the finances figured out but was blindsided by unforeseen events. She's always been dependent and has never once relied on me for anything. This is a huge transition for her, and given that she has always had her shit handled, it's extremely hard for her to be this low right now. And I was not trying to place blame on asylum seekers. My blame is not directed at them for anything. I was going based off the statistics of our state. We live in Maine and we are the only state in the U.S. that offers 2 years of tax-free income matching. Other states offer 6 months. Our state has better opportunities for asylum seekers and therefore we get most of them. Currently we are fixing to bring in another 80K from Texas, despite the ones we took in 2 months ago currently living on the streets of Portland. You can look all of this up, as it's made headlines. All new developments are being used as temporary housing for asylum seekers. Our theaters, old mills, expo centers, homeless shelters, etc. are all filled with asylum seekers. This is not their fault. This is a state issue. I didn't mean to come across as me blaming them for anything. I was just pointing out the statistics of our state. Rehome the cats? No problem. Rehome the kids? Sure, why not? Rehome my dog? I'd rather my heavily pregnant partner was homeless. There is something very wrong with you. You are the asshole. You are the asshole. I agree that your pet is important, but you are going to be a parent to a newborn, and you are already stretched. You do not seem to have your priorities straight. How old are you? You are the asshole. I told her I wasn't willing to get rid of my dog for a house for anyone. Even your future wife and future child? How else can your wife and family take this other than you are the asshole? You're unwilling to move on fro a dog whom you even admit isn't in the best of situations and you don't have ability to give all the love and affection for. I understand your position, but you really did my feelings, before all, moment has your future wife is going through a difficult pregnancy. If you want sacrifice for them now, will you ever? You are the asshole. She rehomed everything she loves. Her kids, her cats. You on the other hand have no issue with this, but OMG, you are asking me to figure out where to put my untrained dog who tries to trip my pregnant girlfriend. Very childish and immature. You are the asshole, and even worst with the edit. She's perfectly able to decide if rehoming the cats is a sacrifice she's willing to do or not to ensure her family's well-being. She has a risky pregnancy, and you just added more stress. Just so you could keep your dog, that you clearly can't afford. I'm hoping you'll get your priorities straight once the baby arrives, that is. If she doesn't kick you to the curb over this.